soil the blood of all mankind. Now the choices of few and the time swiftly running.
I guess I have a far more famous one on the brain. Did you ever join the Northern Alliance website?
Not to the best of my recollection.
Under your name as Richard Warman?
Under any name.
So is that a no?
My answer is my answer.
Well, perhaps I'm poor recollection. I just want to know if it's no, you did not, or you can't quite recall.
Can you answer the question?
The answer is that, to the best of my recollection, I did not join the Northern Alliance Forum.
There's a fair amount of information here from the forum.
Yes.
And is it your evidence that when you downloaded that information, it was during a period where you didn't have to be a member?
All of that material, to the best of my recollection, was downloaded and printed off at a time when it was freely available to anyone.
And you've said that to the best of your recollection, you've never been a member, so the only way you could have downloaded it was as a non-member.
Yes.
Okay.
If I could. I had just testified that I had no recollection of ever having joined the forum itself. Over the break, what I did was, in order to ensure that...
The Forum for Northern Alliance?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
In order to ensure that my testimony is the most accurate possible, I went through the exhibits again, the forum exhibits.
Yes.
If I can direct your attention to 07/1, please.
Yes.
So if you look at the top right...
This is Chinese culture?
Yes. If you look at the top right...
Top...
just under the Northern Alliance.
Yes.
Where it gives a number of different things, FAQ, search, member list, user groups. Underneath the user groups, it says log out.
Yes.
And there's a bracket with Saxon.
Yes.
So, again, in order to ensure that my testimony is the most accurate possible, having gone through the materials again, in light of the specific question, I believe that that was a username that I used for the Northern Alliance Forum.
With respect to Northern Alliance, did you make any posts?
Again, not to the best of my recollection. I have not seen any postings by Saxon, the identity, in any of the material that I have submitted as evidence. I do not recall any postings by using that pseudonym. So, again, I have no recollection of it personally.
Is Saxon the only pseudonym that you would use in logging into Northern Alliance, or would there be other pseudonyms?
Not to the best of my knowledge. To the best of my recollection, that was the only identity.
And so your evidence, correct me if I'm wrong, is that there may have been, or there were other instances where you logged in and logged out under the pseudonym Saxon, but that, to the best of your knowledge, you didn't participate to the extent that you made any postings. You logged in for the purpose of obtaining information.
I think that's fair.
What would the purpose be if you had, in this site, as apparently you have in other sites, of engaging in this sort of chat? What would the purpose be? Why would you do that?
Essentially what it is that it's a circumstance where you're dealing with a group of individuals, the vast majority of whom use pseudonyms. So if you're looking to substantiate a complaint, or even just in terms of identifying who the members of any particular group are, the way that that has happened over the past is that you collect bits and pieces of information until finally you're able to put two and two together and say, okay, I think there's enough there to substantiate that that person X, using pseudonym X, is in fact John Doe or Jane Doe. So there's a twofold purpose. The first one is in terms of attempting to identify individuals within that particular group or who are engaging in anonymous postings on the internet. And the second is in order to gain a greater understanding of the milieu. So when you're, so for instance, in other cases, it's been the circumstance where I have made postings in order to try and, I guess, elucidate answers that give me a better understanding of what particular positions are within the movement. So,
in any of the cases where you participated in any of the material that we have here, where you posted a message, can you think of any message that you posted for whatever purpose, whatever the intent may have been, that was hateful?
There have been specific cases that have been raised where I was not sufficiently careful in replying to a message. So for instance, if you hit reply, it will reproduce the prior message. Whereas if you hit a different button, it doesn't. It just allows you to post subsequent to that message, but without quoting the prior message. So in the sense that in some cases, a very small number of cases, I inadvertently hit the reply that quoted the prior message, and that contained material that was dubious, shall we say, or questionable. That has occurred. I do not personally believe that I've ever posted material that, and in fact, I did my best to be extremely careful that I never posted material that would call into question, the sort of gray area between legal and non-legal.
So according to the box at the end of that document on 015.3/3, if you remember, as you were there as Saxon, you could post new topics, you could reply, you could edit your posts, you could delete your posts, and you could vote in the polls. Is that correct?
That's what that says.
So you think you can beat me by outlawing my thoughts with your rogue politicians and the judges you bought? So you think you can mold me like I'm made out of clay? Oh, you want me to answer? Just got this to say. Take a look into this warrior's eyes. Tell me what you see. Take a look into this warrior's eyes. A heart that still beats free. So you think you can stop me by calling me names like racist and Nazi? You try to defame